The issue was that my daughter was out of the country for a little over 4 years. She got caught in the COVID virus and couldn't leave her country. I immediately applied for an SB-1 visa. That was denied. So I'm getting kind of nervous here because I realize I've read people where they've been out 3 or 4 years and they don't get to come back.
Could you please introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about what your legal problem was and why you reached out to us.
My name's Christopher Bulkley. The issue was that my daughter was out of the country for a little over 4 years. She got caught in the COVID virus and couldn't leave her country. Got a travel document for her, but that expired before she was able to use it. She had trouble getting her passport renewed because it had also expired. And then when they finally lifted the travel restrictions, I immediately applied for an SB-1 visa. That was denied. So I'm getting kind of nervous here because I realize I've read people where they've been out 3 or 4 years and they don't get to come back. Once the SB-1 was denied, the counselor at the country that she was in told her to file for a visa in America. So 2 weeks after that, I'd filed for a visa in June of last year. And they said typically it takes about 6 months for the visa to be approved. Well, now it's 10 months, and they're still saying it's taking longer than expected. So now I'm getting really nervous. So I started looking on the internet for different attorneys and stuff like that. And I looked for about 4 or 5 of them, and they all sounded okay, but they didn't have anything that really stood out. So I came across Joseph's videos, and what made his so different was he was actually talking about case studies where he actually would personally handle a case from start to finish and went over some of the processes that it took to get a successful resolution. So I was impressed by that. So I went onto their website, dug up a little bit more information stuff, decided that I wanted to reach out to you guys, if nothing more for a consultation, because I wanted to make sure that I covered all of my bases, that I didn't miss any important points.
In your first consultation, was there any information that was presented to you that really surprised you?
Yes, in a way that I asked them about the people at the Border Security Patrol. And I told them that I didn't realize they had this much power that they could accept a person coming in from another country and make a decision whether or not they could stay or go. He said, yes, they do have a lot of power. That really surprised me.
And following the consultation, what were the key takeaways for you in terms of what to do next?
The first key takeaway was I had asked him about the best port of entry, what he thought the best port of entry would be. And he said, in his opinion, Los Angeles. This is okay, good. And we were talking about the green card. And I says, well, she has a current green card. But I said, it's coming up for renewal in August. Oh, he says, well, that's within the 6-month window. You can go ahead and apply for a renewal green card. I says, do you think I should? He says, yes. So I did. And I think that's what changed everything, because he also told me that the people at the airport can see all of this information. So they can see that you were denied the SB-1. They can see that you were applied for a visa. They can also see that you applied for a green card renewal to renew your green card. What really amazed me was March 21st, I sent the application to the government. March 24th, it was approved. April the 5th, I had her new green card already. 16 days from start to finish. That was,
Wow.
yeah. Usually speed and government don't go in the same sentence very often.
That's incredible.
Well, yeah, but the important thing was, since I remembered what he said about them being able to see all this information, they knew that she was approved for the green card. They knew that she already had a green card. There really wasn't much that they could do because it was, according to the government, she was still a lawful permanent resident. So she flies into LAX, gets off of the plane, goes to the border security. I kid you not. I get a text to my phone. I'm finished. What?
How did you feel when
Well,
that happened?
she was amazed. She was just, this is my lucky day because we had prepared lots of documents. We talked about what they might ask and what she should say and stuff like that. We practiced that a lot. So she
Mm.
was ready for the interview.
What really impresses me, you didn't even have to retain an attorney. It didn't even have to get to a formal engagement. It seems
Right.
like this was sort of fixed in a Zoom video consultation, and that really impresses me. Was that the hope from the beginning?
I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing anything. Because after 4 years, I mean, I've done all the paperwork and all the applications from day one for my wife and her. I did when we initially got her over here, the 2-year card, then the 10-year card. I've done all of the paperwork. So I was
Mm.
fairly familiar, but there was just a couple of things I wasn't sure about. And I wanted to make sure maybe he had something or could tell me something that I was missing. And he did. Two
Mm.
things, actually, the airport and the green card. Because I firmly believe the fact that the officer was able to look at the computer and see that she already had her new green card that's already been renewed pretty much took the wind
Yeah.
out of their sails. They really didn't have anything to say to her. Just said he did an incredible job. He was real patient. He listened to my issue, and he must have absorbed it all because he came right back and he says, okay, there's 3 scenarios of 3 things are going to happen. Of the 500 cases that I've done, not one of them has been returned to their home country, with the
Mm.
exception of one person. That was a security issue. Like I said, he's very knowledgeable. The videos for the ones that he's returned, come back to America, show me has had a lot of experience. So that's what I was looking for. I didn't want somebody saying, well, maybe this might be okay, or this could be a possibility. He was definite and he was resolute in his answers. And that impressed me a lot right there.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Christopher.
Oh, not a problem. I appreciate it.